With the announcement of YGP soon switching to iRacing, only 2 venues were left for race room. The next one was open to all, and it was the LMP2 cars at Sonoma. It was also the first tournament to be held at the new shop, and unfortunately, only 4 drivers participated. Jake, working from home, and the other 3 being Jackson, Waleed, and Cooper. Wyatt joined in the heat races for fun. Since Jake was not present in the building, he would only be fighting for championship points. The final prize would be handed out to one of the aforementioned 3. Through the heat races, every driver seemed to be extremely inconsistent, whether or not they were unhappy with the car and track choice, or just the overall flow of the race, but they had some time to work out those little things. A new incident point penalty method was being tested in these heat races, but it didn't seem to go over quite well. Since the drivers were still figuring out the track, going off would be 1 incident point, and contact would be even more. Pretty soon, star driver Cooper eventually was disqualified from having too many incident points, only getting just over 2 minutes of actual race time before being kicked off the track. Jake, Jackson, and Waleed were the only drivers who were not disqualified for exceeding the incident point limit. The former 2 seemed to have the best idea of where to put the car on the track, and they were cranking out the most consistent lap times out of everybody. But Jackson's lap times were off by a huge margin, over a second at the best of times. Jake was closing in fast, but Jackson managed to keep the car on the track and finish the race in first place. One of the main reasons that Race Room is now being replaced by iRacing at Yellowstone Grand Prix is server issues which plagued the heat race. On the final lap, Waleed was lagged out, and the broadcast showed Jake and Jackson plummeting through the center of the earth, obviously not accurate to their real positions on the track. Eventually, the race was completed, as the 2 drivers were in fact still racing on the track. The line was crossed and the timing sheets came up. Here's how they played out. Waleed set the fastest time, followed by Jake. Jackson came next, dropping into the 125s, Wyatt with a 134, and Cooper did not set a lap. The disappointing heat race cast a grim shadow over this tournament, but hopefully the next 2 races would improve. We'll see you there.